Hello students, we are going to start the next topics of role of industries and commercial geography, that is rural industries in India. In rural industries, the business offers toward the different industries which are agriculture, forest, and handloom industries. The people lived in different areas of rural India masters in unique skills. Such skills are, for example, people living in Kerala have professional skills of carving woods. Kashmir has a small or carpet which is developed. The reasons for business operating in rural areas are favorable factors such as fresh air, bigger extended areas, cheaper rent, and labor availability. More of the 60% of people living in rural areas can also find the employment in rural sector. The purpose of increasing rural economy is that to make a fewer people living under the poverty line. Besides, in India, the agriculture is a vital for the economy because it's account 44.5% of the GDP from 1970 to 71 and offers 68% of rural employment. However, the agriculture sector shrunk to 16.1% of GDP in 2009, while the proportion of non agricultural industry achieved 86% of the GDP. Rural enterprises refers to a company registered in rural areas was under the responsibility of the Department for Environmental, Food and Rural Affairs. Moving ahead, types of rural industries. Agro-based industries. This industry is related with the processing of agro products like jaggery and sugar production from sugarcane, wine production from grapes, khadi production from cotton, fruit juice production, oil from oilseeds and other related processing from agro products. Forest based industries. These are responsible to establish industries related to wood products, bamboo products, honey, preparation of manure from plant leaves, herbal medicines production, and other. Mineral based industries. After the exploring from minerals in rural areas, the utilization requires to be established the processing industry in nearby area to avoid the cost of transportation. Traditional industries. Traditional industries like handloom, handicraft, and other local artisan products manufacture having immense potential to become professional managed small and medium industries. There is considerable high demands in the market for traditional handloom and handicraft in products, and the tie-up between local artists and private small-scale industries can create a scope for small and medium-scale industries in rural areas for better growth. Dairy production of milk and milk products is a large scale are created the space for organized milk industry in rural area where the milk production is high. Amul is the best example of dairy industry. Renewable energy industry. Rural areas can be converted into energy hub by producing renewable energy by setting up solar cells, biogas plants, gobar gas plants, and other use of alternative energy commercially. Moving ahead, handloom industries. The Indian handloom industries demonstrate the richness and diversity of Indian culture. With over 4.3 million people directly and indirectly involved in the production, the handloom industry is the second largest employment provider for the rural population in India after the agriculture. Indian handloom products are known for their unique designs and fitness. The trend is to mix old designs with the new techniques and create an original product. The role of handloom industries in India is very much important. It is one of the largest economic activities providing direct employment to over 65 lakh persons engaged in these activities. As a result of effective government intervention through financial assistance and implementation of various development and welfare schemes, this sector is able to withstand competition from powerloom and mill section. The sector contributes nearly 90% of total cloth produced in the country and also add with the export earning. Handloom is availability of flexibility, versatile, permitting experiment and encouraging innovation. The strength of handloom is lies in the introduction of innovation design, which cannot be replaced by powerloom sector. Thus, handloom forms a part of heritage of India, which shows the richness and diversity of country in India. The Office of Development Commission for Handloom has been implementing since its inception in the year 1976 various schemes for the promotion and development of handloom sector and providing assistance to the handloom waves in a variety of ways. Structure of rural enterprises. A joint family enterprises in India has a dominant place due to the concept of family and the initiatives of the economic benefit. A joint family has a two types, which is paternal and maternal. Besides the partnership between the family members or relative with the same caste and subcaste will bring significant startup capital and assistance for relative to solve the issues such as handling all the business substantially simultaneously. Besides, another predominant reasons for this form of partnership is to concept of unity in the kingship, which is cherished perception relate to the immediate family or distance relative as a partner. For example, 23 partnership ventures have cooperation with the but family members in total of 48 enterprises selected in two villages in Gujarat. Though even a strong sense of unity as a family, but conflict may appear eventually, and sometimes a certain activity needs a different nature of collaboration. Therefore, it can happen the partnership elaborated outside the joint family. Rural enterprises in India. In India, there are different forms of rural enterprises which are commonly based organizations, self help groups, and cooperatives. These companies are beneficial for the rural economy due to the job opportunity created. However, there are challenges for enterprises in rural India such as limited access, inadequate skills and labor, unsteady communication system and weak transportation infrastructure. There are obstacles for the enterprises in rural area to be enlarged to a higher value market. Also, the deficit in knowledge on promotion the product may leads to the improper decisions. Rural cooperatives in India. Cooperatives in India is on behalf of one of the most extensive system in terms of rural finance in India. Agriculture cooperatives in India still have an excellent scope for improvement with the changing economy. Though the reaching a large amount of clients, farmers and people under poverty line. It can be seen that rural cooperatives have an essential role in rural areas. There are approximately 4 lakh cooperatives in India with 220 million people involved. Also, cooperatives initially originated from 20th century. Cooperatives in early stage mainly created financial needs of farmers, especially in harvest and sowing seasons. Today, the cooperatives are responsible for majority rural credits, which has constituted for 65%. Under the different types of cooperatives in India, the credit cooperative is powerful system in India which encourages the organization of rural credit cooperatives. Besides, in the village of India, other types of cooperatives found, which are societies of farmers services and multipurpose society for large scale agricultural. Rural cooperative also engaged in distributing quality inputs to farmers by charging maximum price to the activity of procurement. The dairy cooperatives in rural India helps women involving in the production of milk and acquiring confidence more specifically concerning success of Amul. Pavaranagar Cooperative Sugar Industry is another successful example as the contribution the development of socio-economic is rising in the economic benefits and the improvement of the social rural facilities which were inclusive of the area of education, recreation center, hospitals and cooperatives. Rural self-help group. The self-help group in India is an action taken into the group in a wide range which helps the approximately 33 million of Indian women to obtain financial services on other activities with lower prices. Women in rural area, especially with the lower caste and lower educational level, facing a problem such as adverse health condition and limited acquire financial problems. There are commonly 10 to 20 members in rural self-help group who founded money mutually for the enterprise and the emergence. One of the famous model launched in rural India is to provide microcredit to poor Indian women. The initiative of rural development in India concentrated the development of economic status and status of women and other vulnerable people by providing microcredit. Besides, there is another model not only offer microfinance plus but also involved in the areas of education, social attendance and politics. The self-help group has ethical implication for Indian women such as reducing economic burden and eliminating gender inequality. After assessing the loan process, there is an improvement for rural women in aspects to the psychological and economic condition. Moreover, women was widowed will receive the support. In South India, the large proportion of rural women, especially widows, experience poverty, uncertainty in the inheritance of land, and barriers of involving the community. The existence of rural self-help group is to empower the vulnerable group, especially women, to conquer these barriers. Handicraft. India is a country of a rich culture, history, and tradition. India is one of the major producer and supplier of handicraft products in the world. India has been major producer and supplier for handicraft products in very long time. Before the industrial development, this art and industry was potential economic advantages for the country. During the recent year, the importance of handicraft has been surged due to their culture and financial value. The small scale industries, including handicraft, can play a major role in the development of economy of both developed and developing countries equally. The 90 to 95% of total industrial products of the world are produced by in small workshops run by less than 100 peoples. Small scale industries. A small scale industries is an industrial undertaking in which the investment under the fixed assets in the plant and machinery or equipment, whether the held the ownership of term or on lease or hire purchase, does not exist 100 crores for manufacturing enterprises and 5 crore rupees for service enterprises. However, the investment limit changes over time as prescribed by the government. In accordance with the provision of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2016, thus micro, small and medium enterprises are classified into two classes. Manufacturing enterprises includes the enterprises engaged in manufacturing or production of goods pretending to any industry specified in the first schedule to the Industries Development Act 1951 or employing plant and machinery in the process of value addition to the final product having a distinct name and characters or use. The manufacturing enterprises are defined in terms of investment in plant and machinery. Service enterprises. The enterprise engaged in providing and rendering of services are defined in terms of investment in equipment. Objectives of small scale industries. The small scale industries create a more employment opportunity with less capital. It helps to develop rural and less developed regions of the economy. It reduces regional imbalances. It ensures optimum utilization of unexploited resources of the country. It also improves the standard of living. It ensures the equal distribution of income and wealth. It also helps to solve the problem of underemployment and unemployment problem in rural areas. It attains the self-reliance. It adopts the latest technology aimed at producing better quality products at lower cost. Characteristics of small scale industry. ownership. Small scale industries generally are under single ownership, so it can be a sole proprietor or sometimes a partnership. Management. Generally, the management of small scale industries controlled by the owner or owners. Hence, the owner is actively involved into day-to-day activities of the business. Labor intensive. Small scale industries' dependence on technology is pretty limited, hence, they tend to use labor and manpower for their production activities. Small scale industries are more adapted to their changing business environment, that's why they are more flexible is compared to large scale industries. They are more flexible to changes in unexpected development. Limited reach. Small scale industries have restricted zones of operation, hence, they can meet their local and regional demand. Resource utilization. They use local and readily available resources, which helps the economy full utilization of natural resources with minimum wastage. Role of small scale industries in Indian economy. Increasing production. The small scale industries sectors plays a vital role in the growth of economy. It contributes almost 40% of gross industrial value added in the Indian economy. It has estimate 4.2 million worth of goods and services with an approximate value additions to 10% price. Increase in employment. The small scale industries are major source of employment for developing countries in like India. Because of the limited technology and resources availability, they tend to use labor and manpower for their production activities. Small scale industries in India creates a largest employment opportunity for Indian population next to the agriculture. Export contribution. Small scale industries plays a very important role and contributed along 35% of total exports. Besides the direct export, it is estimated that small scale industries units contributed around 50% of exports indirectly. This takes place through the merchant exports, trading houses, and export houses. They may also be in the form of exports order from the large units or the production of parts of components used in the finished exportable goods. They have non-traditional products accounts more than 95% in small scale exports. Make in India. Small scale industries are the best example for making India initiatives. They focuses on the mission to manufacture in India and sell the products worldwide. This also helps to create more demands for all over the world. Public welfare. Other than economic reason, these industries are also important for the social growth and development of our country. These industries are usually started by the lower or middle class public. They have an opportunity to earn wealth, employ other peoples. It helps with the income distribution and contribution to social progress. It also reduces the economic and regional inequalities in the country.